Welcome back to my channel. I'm James, and today we're going to be doing something unique and different. I'm going to be doing mini reviews on new and upcoming releases on 4K Ultra HD and Blu-ray. So we're going to be diving in and doing a bunch of analysis and reviews and discussions on a bunch of upcoming releases that I got in early for review here on my YouTube channel. And this is something exciting and new that we're going to be going into here to get you a lot more content in a more condensed format in one large video. There's so many releases that are coming out here over the next month that I wanted to make sure to cover and let you know about. So that's where I came up with the idea to do this in a slightly different format so I could cover a lot more 4K and Blu-ray releases that I normally don't have the time to cover. So I'm really excited to dive into this one. This one's going to be a fun one today. First one up we have is Nobody's Fool. This is the brand new 4K Ultra HD release from Kino Lorber and Paramount Studios. Nobody's Fool is kind of one of those films that it's kind of a dramedy about life and the choices we've made and how they affect us as we're getting older. Paul Newman's great in it, there's numerous other actors in it, and it's a good drama with some comedy in it, and I do think it's well done and well acted. Now, this new 4K is a native 4K 2160p, and it does have Dolby Vision and HDR10. Between the Dolby Vision and the HDR10 that's present on this, they had a very similar appearance between both of them. Dolby Vision had a slight one up, but it was only slight. So the Dolby Vision and HDR10 were both winners on this and did enhance it, especially with the colors and varying shades and lights to darks. It did have really good inky blacks and brilliant whites. Image quality wise, this native 4K does look really good. It retains the natural film grain on it, though it's not too heavy and it's light because of the time period of when this was filmed, and the film was kept in really good condition. Now this does have DTS HD Master Audio 5.1 in English and a 2.0 mix. Those are both audio options, and you do get English subtitles. Showing you what you do get in this, you do get the nice slipcover, Nobody's Fool listed on the side, talks about it with the special features listed, you get an audio commentary, interview, and another interview. Now this is rated R, it does have strong language and some sexual content in it. When you get inside here, you do get your 4K Ultra HD disc right here and your Blu-ray disc right here. Blu-ray disc, as always, I test these exclusively, it is region A locked. 4K is region free, which is usually par for the course. But as far as the Blu-ray disc, it is region A locked. So those of you that are watching this from outside of the country, you can always import it through that Amazon link I've listed down below. It'll ship anywhere worldwide, but you do need to be aware that the Blu-ray is region A locked. Now I always add in a little bit extra of my exclusive testing in this, and for these mini reviews I did include my rough average bit rate. On this, it roughly has a rough average bit rate of about 76 megabits per second, which is healthy and strong. It did lend to the stability and how good it looked, though I will touch on one negative that was in this. This does have some very brief and slight digital noise. Through the scenes where there's heavy snow or snow coming down, you'll notice some digital noise kind of around the snow and slight blocking. It wasn't horrible, but it was something that I noticed throughout my testing when I was going through this. So you will see that slightly. I think that's due to the actual snow itself with the film grain causes some issues, because I've noticed that on some other releases as well that have snow in them. But as far as this release, for the review score for this one from Kino Lorber for Nobody's Fool, this gets a 9.0. That's a very good review score, and I do recommend buying and picking this up, especially if you like this film. This is the best this film has ever looked on 4K. Now, if after you get done hearing these reviews and my review scores, you decide you want to buy any of these releases, just like Nobody's Fool, I will have each link listed down in the description section and as a pinned comment in the comment section below. Those links take you straight out to Amazon. I've made it nice and easy for you. They're on sale through those links for the same prices everywhere. They never cost you a penny extra from clicking through those links, but those links do help to support this YouTube channel just a little bit. But as I said, when you click on those, it never costs you anything extra, but it does make a big difference on the creation of these videos. So make sure if you decide to buy any of these that I'm doing reviews on today, or any videos that I've released previously, I always post those links down below each video and as a pinned comment. Just click on those, it takes you straight out there to order your copy. Next up, we have Night Gallery, the complete series on Blu-ray. This is seasons 1, 2, and 3. And one I originally did a review on already. So if you want to check out that review, it's available on this YouTube channel right now for you to check out as well. This is going to be a compilation mini review of the remaining 2 seasons. If you want to see image comparisons of how it looks and things like that and more details about Night Gallery as a show itself, Make sure to go check out my review of Night Gallery Season 1. I talk a lot about the show, what went behind it, kind of the restoration remaster they did on these Blu-ray releases in more depth on that review. So that is available to watch right now on my YouTube channel. But talking about these releases, now I did talk about on the original Season 1 release, this one got about an 8.9 review score. There was some slight issues and things that I had that I thought could have been worked out a little bit better. Well, I have some good news. When I went through my testing on the remaining 2 seasons, seasons 2 and 3, they did increase in quality, and a lot of those things that I had more of a nitpicky issue with on the image quality on season 1 were refined and done a much better job on seasons 2 and 3. So that is a nice improvement and does add to the quality of this series as a whole. Now the entire series, if you buy all 3 seasons, which I'll have those links down below for each season, is 9 Blu-ray discs total. And it equals about 2,000 minutes total runtime for the entire 3-season series. So it is quite a bit of hefty content to dive into. It's a fun anthology series and one of my favorite series. And it ran from 1969 to 1973. And it's really well done, and I think it's one of those series that ended way before its time and should have gone on for a lot longer. Now, as I referenced in my season 1 review of Night Gallery, all the discs in the entire series are Region A locked. So no matter where you live worldwide, if you don't live in Region A territory, you will need a region-free player to watch any of these discs on Blu-ray. I've talked about those and done reviews of those here on this YouTube channel as well if you want to check out things like that. I have a video about that as well. But as far as these go, the quality on these and my review score for the entire series, especially because the quality got better, but including season 1, you're looking at a review score of a 9.2. Kino Lorber did a great job with this release, and now that it's complete with all 3 seasons, it is highly recommended to pick up and buy this as an entire series. So that way you can watch it from beginning to end. They have some really great special features with unedited episodes or episodes that were cut down for syndication or to air on TV. They added in the extra footage on them. Those are called the lost episodes and things. They're included on here on Blu-ray specials. I really liked that, getting some extra added footage. So this is a recommended set, 9.2. Kino Lorber drastically did a better job with season 2 and 3. So what season 1's things that I had some slight issues with were nicely fixed and smoothed out, looked so much better overall image quality wise for seasons 2 and 3. 9.2, I recommend this release. Now, if you haven't done so yet, make sure to give this video a like and a thumbs up for me. Make sure to go down and hit that subscribe button and the bell notification if you haven't done so yet. That way you never miss out on any of this early or exclusive content that I create only here on my YouTube channel. I have hundreds and hundreds of 4K and Blu-ray reviews for you to dive in and check out, and I always have something new coming out weekly. So make sure to go down, give this video a like and a thumbs up for me, hit that subscribe button and the bell notification. Now, you'll want to stick around through this entire video. I have some really unique and hidden special reviews of titles that you're never going to find reviews on anywhere else except here on my YouTube channel. So make sure to stick around through this video. I've hidden some unique and special titles, especially on 4K Ultra HD, that are hidden throughout this video. Next up, we have COPSHOP on 4K Ultra HD. Now, if you've ever seen this film, it has Frank Grillo in it, and it's by the same director as Boss Level Joe Carnahan, and I really like his direction. It's kind of a more frenetic, fast-paced, I really think he does a good job. I think Frank Grillo's great in this, and I do think Gerard Butler's good in this as well. And I think they play off each other well in this, and it is one of those like crime, kind of slight mystery thrillers, but a really action-heavy movie. And I do really enjoy the film. No, it's not an Academy Award winner, but it is one of those throwbacks to like the early 90s, kind of like Arnold Schwarzenegger. Just you turn your brain off, have a good time, get into the story. The characters are coming at you, the action's coming at you, and it's really well done. I really thought COPSHOP was over the top and a well done film. This is a 4K Ultra HD release of COPSHOP. This is the only release of COPSHOP released on 4K anywhere worldwide. This one took me a long time to find and get a hold of. And to be honest with you, I have never heard anybody anywhere mention or ever talk about this release. That's how rare this was for me to find. Now, as I explained at the beginning, I have the link for this from Amazon posted in the description section below. If you decide you want to pick this up though, keep in mind it does go out of print and then it comes back. So the studio that released this, basically they sell so many of them, once they sell out, they put more available. So if it's not available through that link when you go to First Look, you can always come back and check because it's gone in and out quite often because it is the only release on 4K Ultra HD of this. Now this does have HDR10 on it. So that's what you get for your HDR, and it looks really good compared to the Blu-ray release. The Blu-ray was always a more softer image and things like that. The HDR10 on this really added to the colors, the lights to darks, especially like when they're in their prison cell. Man, does it really pop off the screen with that HDR, whereas the Blu-ray really didn't. That was released in the US and everywhere else worldwide. Audio-wise, I do have some exciting news. This does have English DTS HD Master Audio 5.1. It sounded quite a bit better than the Blu-ray release that was released in the US and around the world as well. And I will tell you, on that, it does not have burned-in subtitles at all. So there's no burned-in subtitles on this release at all. You have choices of what subtitles you want, but they're all choices, nothing's burned in whatsoever, and it plays fully in English. Once you click the option called Svenska, that's how it'll load right at the beginning. It'll say the word Svenska. You click that, it goes straight into an English menu. Everything's in English. It tells you the audio options in English. It says play movie. It has chapter subtitles in English. Everything's in English. So it's really cool how they released that. You click one button and you're into the English options for everything on this release. Now, to show you what you get here, it does say COPSHOP, has it listed off here all in English talking about it, and then also up here it has some other languages. Talks about the runtime's an hour and 47 minutes, so it's a very fast-paced film. It does have a Blu-ray copy in this, though the Blu-ray is region B locked. The 4K Ultra HD disc in this is region free. So for those of us like in region A that want this, as I said, I put that link down there below. You can play this 4K Ultra HD, no issues whatsoever. Now to show you what you get inside here, this is your Blu-ray, this is your 4K Ultra HD disc. Like I said, region B locked, but this one is region free, which is what we really care about. It's the 4K Ultra HD. And let me tell you, the 4K Ultra HD does look nice. It's a healthy improvement over the previous Blu-ray release. Obviously the Blu-ray in here, it's a big improvement over that as well. Same releases all worldwide, but the actual 4K Ultra HD in this was a nice improvement in details and depth to the image, especially for this action movie. It really did blend nicely with that HDR. Now, talking about my exclusive testing on this, this did have a rough average bitrate of right around 70 megabits per second. It was healthy, it was very stable throughout the entire film, and it looked good and lended to why the film looked nice overall throughout it. It has a nice filmic look through it, though it is heavy over the top an action piece, and I really enjoy it for that throwback to an early 90s, just have a great time action piece. And on this 4K, it was a nice improvement. Now, getting to my review score for this release. It is more expensive because it's only available in one country, and that's the link I posted below. But I like a lot of these, and these are what I look for a lot of the times in my collection, are things that nobody really has and that they kind of go, wow, COPSHOP was released on 4K Ultra HD. That's exciting. Well, for my review score for COPSHOP on 4K Ultra HD, this gets a good 8.6. It's a good release. I thought it was good. The only big downsides were slight things, like I noticed in some of the dark scenes, there was some slight blocking, but it's very, very brief. Otherwise, the image looked really good and improved over the previous Blu-ray. This gets an 8.6. Like I said, that link's down there below if you want to pick it up, especially if you like the film. This is the best way to watch COPSHOP. Next up, we have Walker Season 1 on Blu-ray. I previously mentioned this before in a top new and upcoming releases video a while back that this was going to be coming out. I finally got my copy in after ordering it, and I wanted to share a review on this because this is an exciting title that Paramount Studios and CBS Home Entertainment are releasing. Now, this one wasn't sent for review. I actually had to buy this and get this, just like some of these other ones I'm going through. But I did get it in a little early, so I thought I'd add this one to kind of tell you about the quality. It is a regular manufactured Blu-ray. It's not one of those where they put them on those blue manufactured discs. It's actually pressed discs in this set. It looks really nice. It says Walker Season 1 on it, Blu-ray. And then it says there's exclusive special features in this Blu-ray set. It has Walker, tragic hero behind the scenes, the edge of the coin, deleted scenes, gag reels, talking with the cast. Those are all special features. So that's where I said this isn't just a thrown out there, manufactured on demand, kind of basically, hey, we didn't really want to put it out. They actually put special features on here that are exclusive to this set, it says. Talks about the show. It does have English DTS HD Master Audio 5.1 on it. It also has English subtitles. So again, CBS and Paramount putting nice audio and subtitle options on this. So it's not like they just threw this out and didn't do a good job. Now, total runtime for the entire season 1 is roughly 761 minutes. So it's got a really good runtime. It's a really enjoyable family kind of action adventure mystery series. I kind of hearken it to, and my wife and I talk about it, it's kind of like mixing, like if you ever saw Everwood. I loved Everwood. I thought it was a really enjoyable series, but if you kind of mixed Everwood with kind of the original Walker, Texas Ranger, with kind of a little bit of supernatural mixed in, not that it has a supernatural element, but just kind of the way that was written, you kind of mix mash all three of those together, you kind of get where Walker comes from. I really enjoy it. My family enjoys it. It's an enjoyable and fun show. And this Blu-ray release was a really exciting release. I'll show you inside here. It does have each disc listing off every single title and episode. Disc 1, Season 1, they're on actual discs with all the audio options listed on it as well. Each disc goes through showing you all the episode titles and then lists off each and every disc in here. Now, I did test every disc in this set and it is 100% region free. So any of you worldwide that want to get this Season 1 release, you can buy it through that link below. It'll ship anywhere worldwide. Same thing, Region A. Those are the same links from Amazon down there. But good news is all the discs are region free. Getting to my review score for Walker on Blu-ray for Season 1. This gets a outstanding 9.5. And it was one of those that really surprised me with the visual and audio quality that they put on this Blu-ray release. CBS Home Entertainment and Paramount Studios did an outstanding job with this Blu-ray release of Season 1. Really surprised me. I mean, to be honest with you, I recently talked about that they did the Halo Season 1 on 4K Ultra HD. I did my 4K versus Blu-ray. On that, they really stepped up with that 4K release. Well, I really think that for their Blu-ray side of things, for releasing TV series on Blu-ray, this is one of the nicest looking and best Blu-ray releases they've done of a season. And it looks great. I mean, it sounded great, and I highly recommend this. If you have not checked out this release or bought this yet, make sure to go down there and order your copy and support this release. I really want them to release all of the rest of the series on Blu-ray because they did a great job with this one, and it's such a fun and enjoyable show to just sit back and you don't have to think too hard, but it's just a fun show that's not really dirty or crass and has good character development and drama in it. I definitely recommend this. 9.5. All right, next up we got the Valachi Papers, and this is a Charles Bronson kind of like gritty mafia true story. And it says it's only rated PG, but to be honest with you, if it was released today, it would be like PG-13, maybe a light R. There's quite a bit of violence in it, though it is, to my opinion, kind of one of those enjoyable, kind of showing you like what happened with the mafia, and I think it's a really well done movie, though you have to be in the mood for, you like mafia movies. Godfather is skewish, kind of like showing what happens to them, and their lives were rough, there was crime and things like that. But overall, I really did like this release. It does have a slipcover with it. This is coming out here in a couple of weeks from Kino Lorber, and if you order it in the first printings, you do get these slipcovers like I've talked about. Kino Lorber does these in their first printings. Well, comes with audio commentaries, TV spots, radio spots, theatrical trailer. It does run 125 minutes, and if you like Charles Bronson movies, this one's really enjoyable. Showing you what you get inside here, you do get a different slipcover on the inside here, and this is where I said it is more violent. As you can see, there's a lot of blood in it, but anyhow, it says the Valachi Papers, and the same on the back here. Now, I did have something surprising when I went through all of my testing on this release. This one is region free, and in a surprising twist of events, they actually printed it on the back of their box as well. So Kino Lorber is releasing some region-free Blu-ray releases. So I thought I'd let you know about that. This is an exciting one for all of you worldwide. You can import this anywhere worldwide through that link I posted below. It'll ship anywhere. This one's a region-free release. Another title I wanted to highlight and recommend is Twice Told Tales. And this is a Vincent Price. If you like Vincent Price's kind of like horror, sometimes a little bit comedy, slapstick, things like that. This one's one of his more horror-ish, kind of like mini movie series, and it's Twice Told Tales, and it actually has 3 stories in it, a trilogy of passion, poison, and possession, and it's basically 3 stories all in one Blu-ray set, and it runs for a total of 120 minutes. And it's well done, and if you like Vincent Price, you really need to have this one in your collection because It's a really nice release that Kino Lorber did. So I do recommend this one for classic horror fans. You really can't miss out on this title. Next up, we have Train to Busan. This is the brand new 4K Ultra HD release of Train to Busan. Now, I have the previous Steelbook release on Blu Ray. I talked about it about a year and a half, 2 years ago on a previous video when I was showing that off. But this release actually kind of surprised me that they decided to release it on 4K Ultra HD. And there is some surprising things I discovered when I went through my testing on this. But I was curious, like the price point of it's right around like $14.99, so it's a very, very inexpensive release. Now this will be coming out in about a week from when I release this video, so this is another early exclusive review. But as far as it goes, it was sent to me early, and so that's why I dived into it and did all my testing on it. But there is some things that were disappointments in this release. I understand why it's $14.99. Now this is an upscaled 4K, and it does have Dolby Vision and HDR10 on it, and I will say the Dolby Vision HDR10 did look nice and added improvements to it over the previous Blu-ray release. But there's limitations to that. As far as audio, you do get Korean Dolby Atmos, which I thought was really cool, and you can obviously enable your English subtitles with that. Then you also get an English DTS HD Master Audio 5.1, which is a dubbed over one, so that basically you don't have to use subtitles if you want it dubbed over. Don't really understand why if they did the Korean in Dolby Atmos, why they didn't upgrade the English dubbed version to Dolby Atmos as well. Kind of didn't make sense on that, but that's what they did on this release. And you do obviously get your English subtitles as well as other subtitles in other languages. Now, talking about the issues I encountered when I went through my testing, this does have some slight audio lags, sound effect lags. Those existed on the previous Blu-ray release slightly. They're a little bit more enhanced in some areas on the Dolby Atmos side, that I noticed they had slightly more of a lag on the Dolby Atmos one than it did on the English DTS HD Master Audio dubbed over version. Not quite sure if when they were reworking it, they kind of accentuated those slightly more, but those are on there. As well as you will notice some digital noise, there's some blocking in this. There's some scenes that really had a poor bitrate where it would drop down to 10 megabits per second. I mean, there were some really bad areas where it would run for like 10, 15, maybe 20, 25 megabits per second for the average bitrate, which really gave the image instabilities throughout it. You'll go from a really like soft, smooth image to a better looking image with more detail to back to a really soft image all within like a few seconds. So it kind of was all over the place. Yes, I still think it's an upgrade over the previous Blu-ray release, just only a slight upgrade. The previous Blu-ray release was not outstanding or amazing looking anyways. This is just slight upgrade. And for the Dolby Vision and the HDR10 and the Dolby Atmos, yeah, they were slight upgrades that were nice additions, but all of those other things with the bad bitrate that goes up and down and all over the place, this had a rough average bitrate of right around 50 megabits per second for the entire film. I mean, that's really low. And it was hindered because it would go down to like those 20s, 25s, and had big dips. Then it would go way up to like 80, 85, then way back down to 20. And you kind of notice it when you're watching it, those dips all over the place. But like I said, the Blu-ray never looked great before. So I guess it's kind of inherent to basically how they put this film out, and basically then they're just kind of carrying that over to each release. So it's an upgrade, but I do understand where that $14.99 came from. Now to show you what you get in this, you do get a slipcover, though mine was crushed, so I do have crinkles throughout it. It talks about your special features. You do get all the same special features from the previous Blu-ray release because it contains the exact same previous Blu-ray release as before in here as well. Now when you get inside here, Train to Busan, this is your original Blu-ray release, which did have DTS-X. This is your new 4K Ultra HD, which does have your Dolby Atmos for the Korean side of it. Again, kind of didn't understand the whole English thing, why they didn't do that. So for Train to Busan, my review score for this new 4K Ultra HD release is an 8.0. It's okay. It's not gonna knock your socks off. It's not amazing. For the price point, I mean, it's a decent price point for 14, 15 bucks. I mean, if they were charging 20 or above, I wouldn't buy it. But for around that $14, $15, you know, if you like collecting 4Ks and maybe you didn't buy this film originally, then go ahead and get it on 4K because it at least is an upgrade in that area. But Don't expect it to be amazing looking. It is not. The bitrate was really bad throughout the entire thing. You will notice the dips throughout it, which affect the image and the stability and how the details are. It'll go, like I said, that really soft to detailed to soft to detailed. So this does get an 8.0, so that lets you know where this stands. Now, if you haven't done so yet, make sure to give this video a like and a thumbs up for me. Hit that subscribe button and the bell notification. Next up, we have the Blood Beast Terror. And this is a brand new release from Kino Lorber as well. I really like the slipcover. They do a lot of these like classic horror movies, like what I referenced earlier with Twice Told Tales. This will be coming out here in a couple of weeks. It was sent early. I really enjoyed the film. I thought it was kind of one of those, like I said, classic 1968 monster horror movies. And it's got Peter Cushing in it. I think it looks really good. Now, I don't have a DVD to compare it to, but I did think it was a nice release. Comes with a nice slipcover on it. Remember, these slipcovers are only in the first pressing, so they are big collectibles. You get audio commentary on here and theatrical trailer, and it does run 87 minutes. Now, showing you on this one, you do get a reversible slipcover, so you do get two slipcovers on it. This is your outside slipcover, and this one reverses. On the other side is the slipcover artwork. So it's nice that you do get two different slipcover artworks on it, so I do like that when they do these reversible artworks. And it was a nice release, so I do recommend if you like these classic 1968 like horror monster movies, this is one I would suggest picking up. It's a cool one to add to your collection. Finally, Kino Lorber is releasing the 1950 comedy Fancy Pants. I love this film. It's got Lucille Ball, Bob Hope in it, and it's like a Western comedy. Just has such a great lighthearted feel to it. Bob Hope and Lucille Ball were hilarious in this. Now, this is in color and it does run 92 minutes, and this will be coming out here in a couple of weeks from Kino Lorber. The release on this does look good, though keep in mind because of the time period when this was released in 1950, it was not stored very well. There is blots and specks and slight tears in it. Now, they've repaired and done a lot of work on this, and it looks good compared to the old DVDs that I used to own. But keep in mind, it's not going to be a perfect remaster. I still applaud Kino Lorber for releasing this. They're really stepping out there and doing a lot of these films that nobody else is releasing that I've always wanted to own on Blu-ray. So I was really excited when they announced they were releasing this one. And I do recommend it if you like westerns, comedies. If you like Lucille Ball's comedy or Bob Hope, you're going to love this film. Another great title Kino Lorber's releasing is obviously from our previous president, who was an actor, Ronald Reagan, and Diane Lynn. This is Bedtime for Bonzo. It's again one of those classic comedies from 1951, and it's an enjoyable film. I'm not going to say it's my favorite film ever, but I always liked Ronald Reagan as an actor, so I wanted to have this one and add this to the collection because it is one of those films that I do enjoy watching. So if you like Ronald Reagan, you'll really enjoy Bedtime for Bonzo. Next up, we have Wiseguy, the complete series, seasons 1 through 4, the collector's edition on Blu-ray. Now, this is one I previously talked about with my Collectors VIP Club, and I just wanted to talk about it because I did end up getting it here just actually a couple of days ago. It's been on sale, and so I thought I'd get it and kind of just do a mini review on this to let you know the quality of this. Now, it does say Collector's Edition. The reason why they're saying that is this does include, for the first time ever, the 8 Dead Dog episodes that were excluded from all previous DVD releases. They are included in this set for the first time ever. Talking about the audio mix on this, it isn't the best. The audio mix has fluctuations throughout it. Sometimes it's harder to hear, sometimes you can hear it. Talking about the music in this, it does have some of the original music and then some of it's been replaced, so I'm not going to go too much into that. Basically, it's a mixed bag as far as what you get on this. And visual quality wise, you go from SD upscaled images to like 720p that gets close to 1080p, then back down to SD upscaled. And it's all over the place. There's some really poor looking episodes, kind of like the front of this case is really poor looking. They all look like they have jaundice, like horrible jaundice, if you can see how like yellowed out they are. Some of the colors are off in the episodes, though in comparison to the DVDs, which is what most people are going to be comparing this to, I'd basically say they took a lot of the DVDs, upscaled it, and put it on these Blu-ray discs. Then some episodes do surprise you randomly. Like season 1, you'll be going along, and there'll be a random episode that, hey, that looks like 720p, slightly better. And then the next episode, it looks horrible again. So, I mean, it's just really an all over the place release, and just one that I mean, if you love the series and you gotta have it, it's from Stephen J. Cannell, who did a lot of my favorite series, like If You Know the A-Team. And I've done that review here on this YouTube channel for the release I recommend. The A-Team is a great series, and I've always loved Stephen J. Cannell's releases. So I enjoy Wiseguy. I'm glad I own it now with those missing episodes that have some of the original music in them in those missing episodes. The entire series has 75 episodes and runs for 4,403 minutes. So it's a massive amount of runtime included in this set, so that's a nice thing, you get all of it included in here. It ran from 1987 to 1990. So for my review score for Wiseguy on Blu-ray for the complete series, this gets a 6.3. It's not outstanding, it's not amazing. It honestly is very poor in a lot of areas with only some slight okay episodes. So 6.3 is what you get out of this. You can take that for what it is. If you love this series, obviously this is a slight benefit over the DVDs, especially because you get slightly more of the basically music that was missing from the DVDs and then those episodes that were missing. But go into it understanding this is only a 6.3. So it gives you a review for this, so it lets you know as far as it goes. It comes in the slipcover, and then on the back here it talks about it. And then obviously slipcover comes off, and it's in one of these regular cases that are like this, these blue cases. And then when you get inside here, all of your discs are in these little like sleeves that they slip out of. And the sleeves keep them from getting scratched, and so that's nice. But again, this is kind of one of those releases that it's a budget Blu-ray release, SD upscales. Some episodes look slightly better than SD upscales, but that's what it gets, is a 6.3. Next up, we've got another big surprise. This is No Escape or Escape from Absolom. It depends on where you live worldwide what the title of this movie originally was. It's a Ray Liotta, directed by Martin Campbell, action, sci-fi, survival movie. And I've always enjoyed it. It's kind of one of those hidden titles that you sat back on a Saturday afternoon and would watch when it would come on TV. And I always enjoyed it, but it's had a kind of storied history on home video because it wasn't released on Blu-ray in the US until just this year. Well, at the same time, Turbine Media in Germany did a brand new 4K Ultra HD release with a brand new 4K scan, and it's a native 4K 2160p. There's about 6 different cover artworks available for this release, and I'll list some of them down below, so that way, depending on what you're wanting to order of these, they are available. It comes in a standard 4K case as well. This set does come with 2 Blu-ray discs. All of the discs in this set are region free. Now, as I said, for any of these titles, I will have the links listed down in the description section and as a pinned comment in the comment section below. As far as this release goes, I do like the media book it came in, though mine did get damaged on the way here. So in that case, I probably would have rather just the standard 4K case. This 4K Ultra HD does have Dolby Vision and HDR10. So that's where there's a lot of things on this that are a big upgrade over the US Blu-ray release we got, because this looks drastically better than that. Now, that doesn't mean that it's going to look perfect though. For example, there's still blots. You'll notice some little white blots and black blots and splotches in it. That's simply due to how poorly No Escape was treated on film. And it just was one of those films I'm amazed ever even got released on 4K Ultra HD. This is really one of those boutique 4K Ultra HD releases. So they did a good job with this. The same types of blotches, splotches existed on the Blu-ray that was released in the US. This one has slightly less than that because they did a better job with the restoration that they did on this and kind of doing the remaster to make it look better, but you still will notice them throughout this. So that's where it kind of hindered the image appearance just a little bit. It does have stable film grain throughout this, so that enhanced the picture as well. And it does have some slight digital noise, but it's very slight throughout this release. Showing you what you get in this media book, this is your 4K Ultra HD disc. Now, like I said, the entire set is region free, so no matter where you live worldwide, that link I will have posted down below ships anywhere worldwide. You'll be able to watch all of it, the 4K, plus the 2 Blu-ray discs that are at the back. Now, this is the card, the J card that comes on the back of it. Talks about all the special features. Talks about that it does have Dolby Atmos in English. That's another big treat. So you get both Dolby Vision and Dolby Atmos on this release of the film, and that's in English or in German. Same with subtitles, you get English or German subtitles as well. Now, another big thing you get in this is you get Oro 3D audio mix in English as well. So that was a nice addition, as well as you get a DTS HD Master Audio 2.0 in English and German. So you get those choices for audio as well. The book has a bunch of pictures in it, just kind of showing off what's going on in the film and how they made it. Then at the back, when you get here, you do get a bonus disc with bonus material, and then you get a Blu-ray disc with the new 4K transfer dumbed down onto Blu-ray, which you can watch any of them. So even if you're future-proofing yourself, the Blu-ray disc in here is region-free, just like all the rest of this set. Now, like I was touching on with the Atmos track on this, it was outstanding. The Atmos track was worth the price of admission alone. That was one of those really surprising things that it surprised me that the Atmos was on a release of No Escape, which blew away the Blu-ray release we got in the US because that didn't have Atmos or Dolby Vision. Overall, this is the way, if you like No Escape, that you need to buy and own this in. This is the best looking that No Escape ever has, and to be honest, I'm amazed we got this, like I said, so I think this is the best we're ever gonna get anyways. Now, touching on my rough average bitrate here, I did test this, and to share some surprising information, it did have a really healthy and strong rough average bitrate of 74 megabits per second. That's great for the 4K disc on this. It made it look very stable. Like I said, it had some of those slight issues where, like I said, it just had blotches and splotches that appeared throughout it. But again, this is the best I've ever seen No Escape look. Blows away all Blu-ray releases. I even had the Australia Blu Ray release from many years ago. This really blows that away, and it was a nice upgrade. But you still have to understand, I still have to ding it based on those issues that are present on it. Atmos was a fun thing on this and was worth it alone, but you're looking at, for this review score, an 8.8. It's a worthwhile release. I do recommend buying it if you're a fan of No Escape. This is the best way to experience it. I think you'll be surprised by that Atmos and the Dolby Vision. The experience you get on this truly does take me back to being in theater originally when I saw this, and that's what we're looking for. This is the best representation this film has ever got. It is recommended. I have that link posted down below. Next up, we got Francis, the Talking Mule. This is the 7-film Blu-ray remastered collection from Kino Lorber. This is something that I really enjoyed. It has Julia Adams, which I really enjoy her as an actress. But overall, it's a comedy series of, obviously, Francis, the Talking Mule. If you've seen these films, you'll know what you're getting into. It always kind of reminded me of like the comedy from like Apple Dumpling Gang style, if you've ever seen the Apple Dumpling Gang. I don't know why. I always like tied Francis and the Apple Dumpling Gang together comedy style wise. And I don't know why. Maybe it's because I saw them at the same time when I was a kid and I rented them from the VHS store, and that's when I saw them both. But that's just kind of how I tie it together. And this is a great release by Kino Lorber. It has all of them listed in it, tons of special features. And when you get inside here, all of the discs are in here. It talks about the ratings of them on the back of the slipcover. All 3 of your discs are in here with all the films listed on them. And they weren't over compressed at all. I thought they looked good on this release. And I thought this was an outstanding release by Kino Lorber on Blu-ray. I really enjoyed this one and highly recommend if you haven't added this one to your collection. It's a great collection of classic comedy films, kind of screwball, over-the-top comedy films with some great classic actors and actresses in it. Another upcoming release was Kirk Douglas, Eleanor Parker, Willem Bendix's Detective Story on Blu-ray. Now this should be coming out here in a week or two. This is another early release. And this one looked good, though I will say it did have lots of tears and blots and splotches still in it. Because of the age of the film, there's only so much my understanding that they can do on this because it just wasn't stored amazingly well. But this is the best it's ever looked. It's a good detective story, kind of having to do with, obviously, Kirk Douglas and his wife. And I won't give too much away, but at the end there's a big twist that kind of brings everything back together, kind of how you see like him in the police station dealing with everyday things that are going on, and it's done well, and I do like Kirk Douglas, so this is a recommended that if you're looking for one of those types of older detective movies, this is one you should check out. Talking about Westerns, I absolutely love Western films, as most of you know. This is the Hallelujah Trail. It has Burt Lancaster, Lee Remick, Jim Hutton, and Pamela Tiffin in it. It is one of those fun Western movies, and I honestly didn't ever think we'd see this released on Blu-ray. And the reason why was, it was never such a massive or worldwide known film that was one of those that was like the best Western films ever. So it's great that they stepped out and that Kino Lorber released this on Blu-ray, because it is one of those that I really just was surprised they finally were going to release on Blu-ray. It is produced and directed by John Sturges, and he did a great job with a lot of films. On the back here, you do get audio commentary. Behind the scenes basically includes the Roadshow Overture, Intermission, exit music, theatrical trailer, and it is a brand new HD master by MGM. Just keep in mind, it does still retain some damage throughout it, but this is the best the Hallelujah Trail has ever looked, and really surprised me what they were able to do with this. The colors on this looked great on this Blu-ray, and this is one that I highly recommend checking out because it is a great epic Western. Another thing I wanted to mention here to make sure to touch on is the Little Rascals, the complete Centennial collection. This is the entire collection of the Little Rascals on Blu-ray. Now this is released from Classic Flicks, and it is their complete collection of all the previous Blu-ray releases, completely remastered, uncut, and gloriously restored. And when I say gloriously restored, Classic Flicks did a great job on these. The side-by-sides, which you can see on YouTube, basically talking about what they did to restore these, is just, I mean, it's incredible. Now, I own these on individual releases as well that are out of print, so I will warn you about that. If you're interested in getting this Little Rascals complete collection, do not sleep on this set. The first printings they did of these that were in individual releases went out of print, I mean, really fast. They were gone, out of print, you can't get them. This is, to my understanding from the owner of Classic Flicks, this is another limited edition release that you're not going to want to wait on. If you're interested in the Little Rascals at all, the original shorts, this is the best way they have ever looked and the best way I think we're ever going to see them. The restoration they did on this is incredible. But understand there's still limitations. The audio is rough, and a lot of them, they are hard to hear because the audio, there's only so much they can get from it. DVDs were always hard to hear. The DVDs were horrible that were always released before. These are better than that, but still remember there still is limitations based on the original source material. But if you're interested in this, do not wait on this. This is the entire collection in one big Blu-ray box set. Definitely recommend this if you like the Little Rascals. This is a great collection. Talking about Chuck Norris here. I did want to mention Chuck Norris releases here. Now these are my nice collector's editions ones. My original ones were damaged. So these ones I wanted to show off because I love these slipcovers, but these are some great Chuck Norris movies. If you like Chuck Norris, over the top, like unrealistic action movies, The Octagon, Good Guys Wear Black, and A Force of One are some great classic Chuck Norris kick butt, get out of his way action classics that you gotta own. These are the best way they've ever looked, and Kino Lorber did great jobs with these releases and transfers. These are on Blu-ray, and they do come with these limited edition slipcovers. That's why I'm showing you off my nice ones. My other ones are broken, and slipcovers were crushed, so I gotta show you these ones. These are my collectible ones that I really like, but these ones are great releases from Kino Lorber that if you like Chuck Norris, keep in mind he's never meant to be realistic or super serious. Chuck Norris is literally meant to be kind of tongue-in-cheek, kick butt. You never know what you're going to get from him, but I absolutely love Chuck Norris for that reason. These are great action classics that you just can't take seriously. Kino Lorber did a good job with these as well. Touching on some Mill Creek releases. If you like to collect these like VHS, like Mill Creek slipcover releases, these are some that Mill Creek came out with that I really enjoyed that I wanted to touch on. Just briefly go over, I really enjoy the Replacement Killers. I did really like the Paper and Shadowlands. The Cure, which is this one back here, it was okay. My favorite ones of these, though, were definitely the Paper and Replacement Killers, though I really desperately hope somebody releases the Replacement Killers with Chow Yun-fat and Mira Sorvino on 4K Ultra HD. That would look incredible. I love that film, the action in it. Chow Yun-fat is great in it. But the Replacement Killers on Blu-ray, this does have those VHS retro slipcovers, so I just wanted to highlight those so you kind of get to know those are out. And they are something fun, but keep in mind, you're not going to get reference quality from any of these. They're just good films for a discounted price that don't cost very much on Blu-ray. So, and last but not least, we're going to talk about Blind Fury here. Now this is the VHS release, obviously with the slipcover, talking about with those Mill Creek releases. But there's also the Kino Lorber release. Now I got both of these in for review to test them out and to tell you which one of these is the ultimate edition. Well, Kino Lorber's the winner. Kino Lorber's release of Blind Fury is the one that if you're wanting Blind Fury, you need to buy. This is the best version of Blind Fury that's been released. This one is more a budget. It's a lot less expensive, but the quality on it, especially there's some blocking throughout it, digital noise, you have some banding throughout it, it's slightly overcompressed. This one doesn't have those issues at all. This one of Blind Fury is the best way so far to own Blind Fury, to watch it on your home cinema. And the Blu-ray looks good. Kino Lorber did a great job with this one, but I wanted to highlight that as kind of a closing one for this massive video that I've gone through, just so that way you know in comparison which one of these, if you like this film, to buy. I know I try to do these comparisons and do something special and unique for all of you. So, great job Kino Lorber, and it's a budget release. So if you want an upgrade, get the Kino Lorber release. Best version of Blind Fury on Blu-ray. Woo! That was a lot to cover in this video, and I'm sure by now you're surprised I was able to cover all of this, but I wanted to make something that you could sit back, really get a ton of content, a ton of reviews all in one massive video. It's kind of just an entertaining thing. Like I've always talked about for years over the years on this YouTube channel, I've always tried to make these videos as mini TV episodes that you sit back, you watch them on your TV, you have a good time, get a lot of reviews and things that you're all going to get compiled into one thing. Instead of having to click on like 50 different videos, you get it all in one massive video in short little snippets. So this is something new and exciting that I hope you enjoyed and had a fun time going through all of these reviews. Make sure to start that conversation down below. Let me know of what of all of these tons of Blu-rays and 4Ks I've covered and reviewed in this video that you're gonna pick up and buy or that you're excited for. Make sure to start that conversation down there below. Make sure if you're gonna pick up or buy any of these to click through those Amazon links I've posted down in the description section and as a pinned comment in the comment section below. Those always take you straight out to Amazon, and I always make it nice and easy for all of you. They never cost you even a penny extra when you click on those links though. But those do help to support this YouTube channel just a little bit. So make sure to click on those links because those do help me to keep creating all this content for all of you. As always, if you want to help to support this YouTube channel as well, you can always join my Collectors VIP Club. That costs you less than the price of a cup of coffee every month, but that really goes into helping support this channel, helps me to keep doing this and doing this full time. And the Collectors VIP Club does truly make a big difference, and I want to say thank you to all of my Collectors VIP Club members. You guys and gals really do make a difference and help me to keep continuing to do this. My wife, I have to convince her to continually do this because like I've talked about before, half of the videos don't even break even yet. So we're still in this point where I really need all of your support, and that's where that Collectors VIP Club really does make a difference. Don't forget to give this video a like and a thumbs up for me. Hit that subscribe button and that bell notification. As always, I hope all of you have a blessed day, and I've always got something new and very exciting coming out very soon.